Hi, Sara Levin, the Artful Inker here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I've got a really cute shaker card to share with you. So let's flip this camera around and get to the creative fun. So this is the card that we're going to be making today using my Meadow and someone special. Looks like Raccoon here is going to be having a party at the gazebo. So let me put this aside and grab our supplies and let's start creating. So to start our shaker card, we're going to use the My Meadow stamp to create our background. Let me pop this out of the way. And you're just going to use a standard size Whisper White card layer. And then for those of you who don't like to eyeball, we're going to put some tick marks at 1 3/4 along here. And this isn't hard and fast, but it is the size of our designer paper layer. Okay, so just a quick guide marks. Now let me sort the inks that we need up first. We're going to use Pear Pizzazz, Pool Party, and Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to start at the bottom with the Pear Pizzazz. And we're going to use 2 of the texture stamps from the My Meadow stamp set. And some of these I'm going to stamp at full strength, and some I'm going to stamp off. My ink pad, I say this a lot, my ink pad this one is very juicy, so full strength is rather dark. I'm going to put dark in here and then stamp off. And I'm just trying to create a pattern of dark and light. No other rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. And even as you layer the same stamp, you'll get a little different color going on. And I want to fill in some of these white spots. And then I'm decide what I want to do here. Okay, and that creates our ground layer. Then we need a little bit of sky for the card, and that's where our Pool Party comes in. Now my Pool Party ink pad is really rather on the drier side, which can be perfect for stamps like these that have lots of little texture dots, because they don't get over full of ink and leave you with just a blot. Bring this other end back in here. Okay, and one more bit of stamping here. We're going to put the gazebo in Blackberry Bliss. I think I want this about here. Leave that long enough that the ink has time to settle onto the paper. And then I have a strip of Subtle's designer paper in Pear Pizzazz. And we're going to use this gingham side. And I'm rethinking, I don't want glue in the middle here. So I'll just wipe that off. Give that a rub down. And then I'm going to use my Stitch So Sweetly, the largest scallop frame, to cut out this portion of the card. So let me run to my die cutting machine, cut this out, and I'll be back for the next step. Okay, so we have these two pieces that were cut with the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and I'm going to set them off to the side, and we're going to do the next bit of stamping. We'll be using this cute little raccoon from Special Someone and the heart outline balloon, and then we'll be using the Special Day dies, which are part of the special product release during Celebration, all the dies and the one designer paper that's available. So let me set these aside and let's start some stamping. Again, I'm using Whisper White, and we're going to start with the raccoon with Smoky Slate for the fill for his body. Give that a second to take. Okay, and put this out of the way and grab my basic gray, and we're going to use that for the top layer. This is a two-step stamp, as you can see, and this will give him the fur and details. And please excuse if I get my head in the camera shot. I need to line up my pieces here, and they're not hard to line up. I just have to be able to see. There you go. He's beautiful, cute, whichever word you prefer. And then let's do the Rococo Rose for the heart balloon outline. And then we're going to come back to the basic gray. And let me grab my die because I want to show you a little tip here. Okay, so for thin stamps like this, photopolymer stamps can take on whatever shape. But what I want to do is lay my die over this to make sure that my stamp is going to be the same shape as my die when I go to cut it out. So lay that on, and then lay this right over top, and if you match up, you're good. Okay? And then I'll show you when we get ready to cut out. Okay, so we're just going to stamp the balloon string there. And I've got my Rococo Rose, light Rococo Rose Stampin' Blend. And this does have a color fill stamp, but since I'm going to use another technique, I want an ink that is not going to bleed when I use that technique. So Stampin' Blends are our friends for this. And I'm going to leave just a little blank spot there so it looks like the light is hitting the balloon there. Okay, so now for the tip. When you lay this over to die cut, you need to be able to see the little curls in the string here, and then you want to look, there's a dot on this end, and you want to make sure that you see the stamped string through that dot. So I'm going to pause here and go do my die cutting, and I'll be right back. So we've got our die cut pieces from that stamping, and next we're going to take the fine tip glue pen and outline, fill the heart. So I like to start by creating an outline which makes sort of a dam, and then fill in from there. And it's just quick and easy. If you do it at an angle instead of straight up and down, I don't seem to get air bubbles in the glue. I'm just capping this, and then I'm going to nudge this off to the side so I don't stick my fingers or anything else in it right now. Okay, so next let's stamp. Again, this is a standard layer size, and I'm just going to put this little flower from Special Someone inside, and then give this some ink with Rococo Rose, and right down on that. Give it a hold a second, and there we go, our little flower for the inside. And now it's time to start and put our card together. So going to put this layer on the inside of our pool party base first, using a little multi-purpose glue. Okay, and then we need to line these pieces up. So first I'm going to put my piece of window sheet on the back of this piece that we stamped at the beginning, and I seem to be determined to get glue on things that shouldn't have glue today. Okay, here's my lid. That'll help a little bit. And we're just going to put the window sheet. I've already pulled the cover piece off of this. Okay, and then I'm going to run my finger across, and this is going to cause that little bead of glue that I drew around to spread. And that's a good thing. And then here, we're going to line this up, sort of. This is where it gets tricky. And I'm actually going to put some glue on and then nudge it. So I'm looking to see how centered it is. I'm not giving it a good press. That looks pretty good. Needs to go, looks like I need to go left just a smidge. Okay. All right. So let's put our foam adhesive strips on the back here, and we're going to use those to create the barrier for our sequins. Let's move this out of the way, and you want to make sure these are nudged right up against each other. Those sequins will want to escape otherwise. I'm just going to give this a partial cut so that it makes the corner more easily. Making sure. Same thing here, just giving it a partial cut. And bending that around the corner. You want to make sure that you're not way low when you put this on, because then your sequins will be very low in your shaker and it'll be harder to see them. Just another partial nip here at the corner and on around. My backing piece wants to come off before I'm ready for it, but we're going to not let that happen. Okay, right down in there. Let me pop this right back in the tray here, and we'll get that out of the way. Okay, and here's our card base, and we need some little shaker bits. So I'm using woven thread and the iridescent sequins. Do a few of those and pop them in the middle. Do not go too high with your sequins. They will get stuck, and be generous enough with them. Okay. Let's move these out of the way before I spill them all on the floor. And we'll pull the backing off now that we're ready. Okay, and I just want to tuck that one little end in. Okay, so move this where I can see it. Okay, so there are our shaker bits in. Now let's put our cute little raccoon on here with some dimensionals. And he's gonna stand off here on the side. And a little bit of glue. And I'm going to tuck this behind him. And put that right there. And then we're going to very carefully, since this is video, take my heart that is not quite dry, pop a dimensional on the back. Whoops. I suggest that you wait on yours at home. And there we go. Let's line this up here. I don't want to handle it too much. And there we go. Okay, little fun shaker for a raccoon's outdoor party at the gazebo. Thanks. This was Sara Levin. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel below. There's a link in the description for my Stampin' Up store, where you can purchase all of these current Stampin' Up products. And of course you can hop on over to my blog, theartfullinker.com, and see what else I have going on. Have a great day. Bye.